Get ready for the action, because we are kicking things off with major news from the Allianz Stadium. Juventus has officially cemented its status as an international benchmark for environmental and social sustainability after hosting the 5th session of the Sustainability Cohort promoted by ESSMA. This massive event brought together over 20 sustainability managers and operators to tackle real-world challenges in stadium operations, focusing specifically on cutting down the environmental impact of catering and event organization while setting new standards for the future of sports infrastructure.
Never get caught with a dead phone again. This INIU portable charger is compact, travel-friendly, and gives you fast 45-watt charging with a built-in USB-C cable, so there's no need to carry extra cords. With 10,000 mAh power, it's perfect for busy days, trips, emergencies, or anytime your battery drops too low. Grab yours on Amazon through the link in the comments before your phone hits 1%.
Next up, we dive into the high-stakes transfer rumors swirling around Juventus. Reports are heating up that the club is reportedly scheduling a crucial meeting between CEO Damian Kamali and super agent Jorge Mendes to discuss the potential acquisition of Manchester City captain Bernardo Silva. With the Bianconeri aiming for a competitive squad for next season, this potential move could be the linchpin for their midfield ambitions, especially as Silva himself confirms he is looking to close a chapter with Man City at the end of the season. But the transfer talk isn't the only story dominating Turin. Head coach Luciano Spalletti has laid out a demanding vision for the summer, demanding at least 6 to 7 new signings to close the gap on arch-rivals Inter Milan. We break down exactly which roles Juventus must address, from needing a new goalkeeper to potentially bringing in a central midfielder capable of adding crucial flair in the final third, as the club looks to overhaul its entire structure. And finally, we look at the full scope of the summer overhaul. Spalletti is calling for significant reinforcements, identifying specific needs for goalkeepers, center-backs, and wing-backs, while also debating the future of key forwards like Lois Openda and Arkadiusz Milik. Don't miss a second of this breakdown. Stay locked in with us for all the latest updates on Juventus and the biggest moves in football. The Allianz Stadium has cemented its status as an international benchmark for environmental and social sustainability following the successful hosting of the 5th session of the Sustainability Cohort, promoted by the European Stadium and Safety Management Association, ESSMA. Held on May 7 and 8 in Turin, the event convened over 20 sustainability managers, operators, and stadium managers from across Europe to deliberate on pressing sustainability challenges within sports infrastructure. The cohort functioned as a vital think tank, providing a platform for sharing practical solutions and innovative approaches aimed at making sports venues more efficient, accessible, and environmentally sound. This particular session zeroed in on 2 critical areas of the stadium experience: catering and event organization. Participants shared best practices in the food and beverage sector to minimize the environmental footprint of matches and events, while rigorously maintaining high standards of quality and fan service, with leading European catering operators taking part. The dialogue then shifted to the future landscape of sustainable events. Experts emphasized that issues such as plastic management, waste sorting protocols, and sustainable fan mobility will become increasingly central to future event planning. In a dedicated panel featuring Juventus, the club detailed its evolving sustainability journey. The discussion highlighted the transition from isolated initiatives to a structured, integrated strategy, culminating in the introduction of the black, white, and more strategy and a comprehensive governance model. Juventus underscored its distinctive philosophy, positioning sustainability primarily as a matter of culture and people. A significant focus was placed on engagement, recognizing it as fundamental to success through internal training, the development of performance-linked ESG objectives, and robust governance models with partners and stakeholders. Further illustrating the commitment to social impact, the event included a visit to the Save the Children Educational Hub, a project long supported by the club, which demonstrated how social impact has progressed from simple philanthropy to active co-planning within local communities. Through continued collaboration with industry pioneers, Juventus and ESSMA are reinforcing their joint efforts to ensure that sustainability serves as a genuine catalyst for social, environmental, and economic value creation. The Allianz Stadium has solidified its standing as an international benchmark for environmental and social sustainability after hosting the 5th session of the Sustainability Cohort, promoted by the European Stadium and Safety Management Association, ESSMA, on May 7 and 8. The event convened over 20 sustainability managers, operators, and stadium managers from across Europe in Turin to tackle pressing sustainability challenges. The focus of this session centered on optimizing the stadium experience, specifically addressing catering and event organization. Participants shared best practices in the food and beverage sector aimed at reducing the environmental footprint of matches and events without compromising quality or service standards, with leading European catering operators participating in the discussions. The conversation broadened to examine the future landscape of sustainable events, emphasizing critical upcoming trends such as plastic management, waste sorting, and sustainable fan mobility and event planning. In a dedicated panel, Juventus detailed the club's evolving sustainability journey. The discussion highlighted the transition from isolated initiatives to a structured, integrated strategy, culminating in the implementation of the Black, White, and More strategy and a comprehensive governance model. The club's distinctive perspective positions sustainability primarily as a matter of culture and people, stressing the importance of engagement through internal training, performance-linked ESG objectives, and robust collaboration models with stakeholders. Further underscoring the club's commitment to social impact, a visit to the SAVE, the Children Educational Hub, supported by the club for years, provided a tangible example of how social responsibility has matured from traditional philanthropy to active co-planning in local communities. Through ongoing collaboration with industry pioneers like ESSMA, Juventus and other partners are reinforcing their shared vision, ensuring that sustainability serves as a fundamental driver for creating social, environmental, and economic value. Juventus is reportedly preparing for a significant summer transfer window, with management aiming to present a competitive squad for the upcoming season. Central to these discussions is the potential acquisition of Manchester City captain Bernardo Silva. Reports indicate that Juventus has scheduled a new meeting with super agent Jorge Mendes to explore the possibility of signing the midfielder. Manager Luciano Spalletti has consistently expressed dissatisfaction with the current squad's quality, specifically highlighting the need for a midfielder capable of injecting flair into the final third. While Spalletti has not explicitly named Silva, he is widely considered the ideal candidate for this role. This pursuit comes as Bernardo Silva has recently confirmed his departure from Manchester City at the end of the season, concluding a 9-year tenure with the club. Despite the impending move, Silva remains focused on his remaining league fixtures and the FA Cup final against Chelsea. His agent is already working to secure new accommodations, and despite lucrative offers from the MLS and the Saudi Pro League, Silva intends to remain at the highest level of European football. According to Tuttosport, Juventus CEO Damian Kamali is set to meet with Mendes soon in what is expected to be a crucial summit regarding Silva's future. While competition exists, particularly from Barcelona, the Turin-based paper suggests the Bianconeri are optimistic about securing the player. However, the feasibility of the deal is heavily contingent on Champions League qualification. Juventus currently sits third in the table with only 2 rounds remaining, needing to maintain pressure on Milan and Roma and avoid dropping points against Fiorentina or Torino. Securing Champions League football is deemed absolutely vital, as a transfer of Silva, who could command an annual salary of €9 million, would necessitate exceeding the club's self-imposed wage ceiling. The elite European competition is seen as the key factor in attracting the Man City midfielder, who is determined to compete on the biggest stages. Juventus head coach Luciano Spalletti is signaling an ambitious summer transfer window, demanding at least 6 to 7 new signings to close the gap on arch-rivals Inter Milan, recent Italian champions. Following a narrow victory in Lex, Spalletti expressed dissatisfaction with the team's recent hesitancy and pointed to technical shortcomings, particularly in midfield, noting the significant absence of Dusan Vlahovic. Tuttosport reports that Spalletti firmly believes significant reinforcement is necessary. While the club's majority owner, John Elkann, has publicly expressed strong confidence in the team's direction and commitment to building a strong future, the focus now shifts to identifying the crucial positions that require immediate attention. Key targets identified by the coaching staff include a new goalkeeper to replace the inconsistent Michel Di Gregorio, with Alisson Becker being the preferred candidate, contingent on securing his release from Liverpool. The team also urgently needs a new centre-back, as Federico Gatti has not satisfied Spalletti's expectations. Furthermore, Juventus is anticipated to sign at least one new full-back or wing-back for each flank, especially if Emil Holm is not retained. In the midfield, the search is focused on finding a playmaker similar to Manchester City's Bernardo Silva, alongside a central midfielder capable of providing depth behind Manuel Locatelli and Kefren Thuram. Finally, the attack is set for a major overhaul, with plans to offload Lois Openda and Arkadiusz Milik. Should Dusan Vlahovic not extend his contract, a second centre-forward will be essential, with Randall Kolo Muani and Robert Lewandowski emerging as the top names on the shortlist.